Happy fucking New Year's, everyone. It's a new year, the first day of the new year. It's amazing, isn't it? Here we are, 2026. Who would have thought? Anyway, let's say hi and figure out who got the New Year's cookie. It looks like Gerald Stewart got the new cookie. And I said the old cookie is rotten, but the New Year's cookie is fresh and delicious. And Gerald Stewart got it. Anyway, good to see you here, Gerald. Happy New Year to you. And let's see, who got the half cookie? Let's see what the hell I'm doing here. I don't even know. Looks like Hot Dog Pilot Andy got the half cookie. All right. Happy New Year's to you, Andy. Good to see you here. And let's see who got the crumbs. Looks like the Giggly Hotties are Ray. You got the crumbs. Hey, crumbs are better than nothing. Happy New Year to you and good to see you here. And then we got Thomas Grassi. Tom, good to see you. Happy New Year to you. And it says here my chat disconnected. But then it reconnected, so I guess we're okay. I'm in the green here. Everything's good so far. Knock wood. And believe me, if there's any problems tonight, I'll be getting Starlink. So they better get their shit together. Commicast. Let's see. Tom says, now I have clips for Wago and lever connectors. Breaking them down using them on my layout. This will clean up more wiring. Under the layout, I have to design a special clip for a three-way lever. Cool. Well, that's good to hear, Matt, Tom. And I also have Lionel Trains 1900. That would be Thomas, the ever-changing channel changer. Channel name changer. Thomas, good to see you here. Happy New Year to you. And who else we got? Darren Hamill. Darren, Happy New Year to you. Glad to see you. We got Willow Creek Brad. Brad, good to see you. Happy New Year's to you. And Schuylkill River Valley. John, happy birthday and Happy New Year. I couldn't help it. Tom, Stranger Things. Tom, how you doing? Happy New Year. And good to see you here. And we have Chuck Schreiber. Chuck, good to see you here and Happy New Year. And he says, good evening, Jim, and Happy New Year to all riding aboard the Thursday night Shortline. Trains are running. Yes, they are. Now, let's see who else we got here. We're scrolling. That's everybody. How about that? Oh, wait a minute. No, it's not. Wigwag Workshop. Stephen. Happy New Year's to you and glad to see you here. What's going on over there? How come that's going crazy and the other one isn't? Okay. That was weird. I'm not even going to try and explain it. Curly Express. Hey, Dwight. Happy New Year to you and glad to see you here. Anybody else sneak in when I wasn't paying attention? Oh yeah, Rick's Trades. Rick, Happy New Year. Good to see you here tonight, man. Let's see, did I miss anybody? It's kind of weird because my chats aren't lining up for some weird, ridiculous reason. I think I got everybody. If I didn't, I'm sorry. But the next time you put something in the chat, I should see it. Anyway, trains are running amazingly. Is that something or what? Did you guys notice I had the passenger train running? I don't have good camera set up here, but you can see it in two specific areas. And I'm running it manually back and forth. I've got to get the motorman for it yet. That's probably not going to happen until February or March. Because, you know, I got to put money together for it. Probably March, because February I want to put some money aside to go up to the train show with Tom Kvichak, you know, Tom's Trains and Things, and his wife Debbie and my wife Debbie. They call them the two Debs, huh? Wasn't there a TV show about that in England some time back? The two Debs? I think. I don't remember. I believe your rant is on Comcast. No rant tonight. We're going to start the new year off right on a happy note. No ranting. No getting pissed off at bullshit. Just going to have a good evening, and I don't know, maybe an hour or two. We're not going to stay here real long either. But I just wanted to do my, you know, it's Thursday, and I have to do my live stream on Thursdays. Just happened to land on New Year's Eve, or New Year's Day actually. So, let's see, we got everybody accounted for, I believe. Let's see what else. I don't need a soda. I gotta grab a soda. Hold on a second. My once in a great while Coke. I don't generally drink this, but every now and then it's nice to have one. So, we're in a new year. The first day of the new year. It's pretty exciting in a way. I really hope that this is a better year than the last one. The last one was so-so, you know. Ray Bertelson, Happy New Year, my friend. Good to see you here. Lost my train of thought. I don't have much to show you tonight. I am working on a few things. On my main line, I was running two ES44s. This is the second one, or the lead engine. And even though now this is a rivet counter, I believe, the other one is just the regular one. Both from scale trains. This one is running a tad bit faster than the other one, and it's causing me problems. So I'm going to have to speed match it. I've talked to Tom Grassi about it. He's given me some pointers on how to do it. And in the next few days I'll probably work on that. I also had to change a coupling on there because even though I had a Katy coupler on there, it kept disconnecting in certain spots. I mean, these whole things are a pain in the ass. Stormy Sky, which one do we got here? Is that Dave? Good to see you, Stormy, and Happy New Year to you. Chazco, Chuck, Happy New Year to you. Glad to see you here. Guys are just swamping right in there. I didn't expect to have too big of a crowd tonight, but that's a cool thing, right? Hey, Closet Branch, how you doing? Good to see you here. Happy New Year to you. So, you got everybody popping in. Maybe I'm the only one doing a live stream tonight. I don't know. So, anyway, so I'm going to be working on that. I bought another passenger car, another Amtrak coach. Got on eBay, got it for $10. This one doesn't have a light in it, but I can easily put the lights in them all. I can either use the existing trucks, because I saved the, what the hell I do with them thing? I saved these little, uh-oh, almost got away. I saved these little brass tabs that you put underneath the axles to provide power to each truck. So, and I noticed that the wheels are isolated on that one. You got metal on one side, and I don't know if they're metal on the other, or just insulated. They might be plastic. So all I really have to do is hook up some wires to the screws underneath, make another interior, because none of these come with interiors. And the other one I'm going to put in the red class lights in the back. And of course the interior lighting. So, and I did order some of this stuff, but I got the right one. This one won't work. This is the strip lighting. I've got a bunch of these, but you can't really cut them. the ones I got you can cut in 3-inch sections. So I ordered down on Amazon. It should be here soon. And what else did I get? Oh, variable resistors. I didn't order the capacitors yet because I'm still debating which ones I want to get. I've got the super capacitors. In fact, I got a whole package full of them. The only problem is they're only good for 3 volts. Now my 12 volt LED light strips are 12 volt. So I don't have to worry about kicking them down. I did get a variable resistor, and I have the rectifiers so that they can go both ways regardless of voltage. So I'm going to wire that in. I'll document when I'll videotape all of it. And so I've got to get capacitors that can handle at least 12 volts. So they've got these ones here. They're 4700 microfarads, and they're rated at 16 volts. So I have to worry about blowing them up. So I'll probably order them in the next day or two. Probably from Amazon. They're relatively inexpensive, so not a big deal. Especially now that I got another passenger train coming in, which I think won't be here till the 16th. Between the 14th and the 16th of this month. So I was looking around for one today on eBay, and I actually put in an offer on the first one. Guy wanted 18 bucks plus shipping. We're making an offer. So I made an offer for $13. He rejected it. Made a counter offer for $15. I said, well, screw that. But right before he made the counter offer, another guy was just looking at different ones. He emails me and says, you might be interested. Here's an offer. So he offered me the same car. It's a blue box Athearn for 10 bucks plus $8 shipping. That's great. I'll take it. So I bought it. So that's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to have two passenger cars, because really that's all my station can handle. Unless I make bigger stations, and I don't really want to do that. So that'll get that. And like I said, I looked at the company that sells the motor, man. I can't remember the name of the company now, but they have 3 left. If I had the money, I'd buy one now, but I really can't afford it. They're 125 bucks. So I'm sure, I don't know if there's free shipping or not. Probably not, and it'll be sales tax. So I could be looking at like 140, 145 bucks when all is said and done, which is still not bad. And I've got to get one, so. And then I got to figure out how to utilize it, because the main unit could go right into the in the fascia, and the sensors, there's got to be one on each end. Well, I could set it up to where I have a disconnect over here on the drop down, or tip up, whatever you want to call it, and that's the shortest distance between the 2 sensors. Otherwise you'd have to go all the way around, and I don't know if it can handle that kind of length on the wire, if the signal would degrade or there'd be enough voltage to even carry it. So I think they come with 8 foot long wired sensors. So 8 foot's plenty to go back and forth. So that's probably what I'm going to wind up doing. And I'll just have to set up, like I said, a disconnect that'll disable them when I flip up the tip up, and reconnect them when I put them down. So that shouldn't be too hard to figure out. So we'll see how that goes. Let's see, how long does it take to print up a family of microfarads? No, not ferrets, farads, man. Farads. Ferrets would be really, really tiny. Some fucking things would be like microscopic, wouldn't they? They're all pretty funny, though. I see. While I was yakking away, you guys are probably Let's see here. Let me go back up here. Did I miss anything important? Chuck says, Andy, I modeled the Pennsylvania Reading seashore line. That's cool. How long does it have on my insurance? No, I'm not going to get the Acela. I've only got single track for the overhead. And since I already invested in the P42 and 2 Amtrak coaches, there's no reason to get anything else. And it really wouldn't be possible to run the 2 trains on the same line. So not going to happen. I mean, the Acela is cool. It's also expensive. And remember, I'm trying to save money here. And Closet Brand says, I'd like to say good happy evening to everyone in the chat. Cool. We'll put that up there for everybody can see it. There you go. Tom says, Jim, I just added more platforms to my train station on my first level. That's my scale train, the GP18 Pennsylvania Railroad train. Cool. Yeah, so I could do that if I wanted to add more coaches, but I mean, I don't know, you never know. Maybe down the road I might. You know, and I could probably go to a 3rd coach, but 2 coaches is really plenty for a small layout like mine. Hey, there's Crooked River in Eastern, Crooked Dave. Dave, did you straighten up yet, or are you still crooked? Happy New Year to you too, Dave. Good to see you here. What the hell? Chuck wants to know, John, did you catch any of the Mummers Day Parade? What's the Mummers Day Parade? I don't know what that is. Anybody else know what it is? I don't know what it is. You guys are throwing me curveballs here. I have no idea. Dave says, still crooked, of course, Jim. All right, that's all that matters. Doesn't matter what you do in life as long as you do it well, right? I got my soda bottle right in the way of the chat. Move it over there. I can see what the hell's going on. Tom said, Jim, I found ferrets as an STL file, but they are not to scale for age. Oh, of course not, because if they were, they would literally be almost microscopic. They'd be like maybe a millimeter long by a millimeter tall. A half millimeter tall, maybe. I'm not sure. They would be really tiny. I did a bird, and I've got it sitting in the tree. It's barely recognizable. Jim, I'd seen that Amtrak had private cars on the end. I don't have private cars there. Regular coaches, that's it. Ray says, hey, Jim Tedesco in chat, Happy New Year. Fucking cookie. Oh, you know, it is what it is. I'd have a New Year's cookie, right? Like the baby New Year, we got the cookie New Year. The New Year cookie. Something like that. I guess that must be the Mummers Band, huh? Or Mummers Parade. Yes, some really strange ones and sting band music. Okay. I don't watch TV anymore, so I have no idea. So I have lots of plans for the new year. Whether they come to fruition or not, it's anybody's guess. But I at least have the plan, right? Thompson Jim just checked Iowa Scaled Engineering site The Motor Man is still 120. Oh, there's only 2 now, right? Yeah, yes. 2 days ago there was 3 left in stock. Uh-oh, I heard a stop. What happened? That was weird. No, we're still rolling. Oh, one of them are. The other one must have derailed. Let me shut that one down. All right, well, we're down to 1 train running now. Let's see here. If you're still Crooked Dave, you better behave. Hey, Real Artist, how you doing? Happy New Year. Good to see you here. I know there was somebody else here asking questions. Ugh. This one's interesting. I have HO chickens. They are tiny, teeny tiny. A ferret would be, yeah, exactly. I've got chickens too. I got a little plastic case with, there's 12 chickens in there. I'm going to put them up somewhere at some point. So. Tom says, yeah, hey, you guys are getting ahead of me over here. Alright, here we go. Quasi Brands wants to know what's a small object you 3D printed it. That was a bird. It was about that big. It was tiny. I'd say it's about maybe 2 millimeters by 1 millimeter. It's really tiny. You could barely tell it's a bird. I did that on the resin printer. It was different. It was an experiment, really, but it still worked. Let's see here. Oh, you guys are really chatting away here. Alright. Real Artist said, okay, I'm back now. Was gone from a lot of my sites for a while. Slight depression over no railroad to play with here. My bad. Well, you got a railroad to play with now, hopefully. Oh, here we go. Now, Tom Grass says, I have HO scale chickens also, and mine are automated. They pick at the food. That's right. You bought that. I saw that on eBay, I think. I was tempted to buy, but it was kind of pricey. But it's really cool, though. It's like a mound of dirt or grass, and the chickens peck at and stuff there. Is that the right one? I think that's the one I saw. All right, Rick. Well, have a good one, man. Thanks for coming by, and enjoy the time with your family, man. We'll see you next week, and Happy New Year's once again. I'm a little behind in the chat here. But I'll get caught up. And Ray says, Tom, I have wanted one of those, but hard to find right now. Yeah, I imagine they are. Still pretty cool, though. And Thomas Moore says, Jim, I'm trading my Lionel 1931 trades only for a Lionel 773 Hudson. That's cool. Then he goes on to say it's the Lionel Century Club 773. I'm not familiar with any of it, Thomas, but sounds like a cool deal, whatever. So, speaking of animation, I noticed there's a YouTube channel. I can't remember the name of it. And I think it's called Animate with an 8 in it instead of an 8. And, it's got M, 8, the number 8, and then TE. and they animate HO figures. And we're talking little tiny things. You can make their arms swing or make them twist. It's really cool how they do it. And I mean, it's not as hard as you think. You'd obviously need a good pair of goggles or magnifiers to do it with, but I might take a shot at trying to animate one of them, because I think it'd be kind of cool. They had a signal man, you know, beside the track, kind of doing this with the signal light, you know, with his arm. That's all he does. And I'm thinking that's pretty cool. Closet branches. I'm hypnotized by the color changing rainbow thingy on the right screen. I have an urge to buy toilet paper. Is it part of your computer? Oh no, this here's my microphone, and it's just I don't know why it just changes color. It's cool when it's on. When you tap it, it goes black and it's off. So the colors let you know that it's operational. I think I bought this on Amazon. I think either Amazon or eBay. I don't remember now, but it was like $60. It wasn't bad. It's got, you know, controls on the front. I don't know if I can. So yeah, you can see the buttons here, and you can hook them headphones to it. That's what the bottom dial's for, so you can adjust the volume of your headphones. It's USB connect, so it's pretty nice actually, and it works pretty good. It picks up real well, I think. And Thomas says the Lionel 1931 is worth $900. Is that DCC or just DC? The DCC, that would sound about right, but Tom Grassi says, Jim, I saw that too last week. I came across that video. Oh, cool. Well, there's, ooh, a fancy mic. Nice. It's not that fancy, but I mean, it's reasonably priced. I couldn't afford a real expensive one. I mean, you can get into hundreds of dollars for some of them. I had to replace the old one, which was a, I can't remember the name now. They were real popular, but the connection where it goes into the mic, the USB cable, it's like a mini USB port. They wear out, and then the damn thing just doesn't work, you know, constantly. And so I said, you know what? Screw that. This uses the same connect USB cable as a printer does. So it's a big square-looking plug-in. It's pretty stout, and it's not likely to break or get loose. So that was the way to go. Hi, Steve 87. Happiness. Steve 87's in there. How come I didn't see him? Where is he? I don't see him. Unless he's using a different channel name. And these new channel names are all screwed up. It's just confusing me. I have a hard time figuring out who's who. Thomas says, I'll send you a video of the 773. It's very nice looking. Yeah, I look forward to it, man. Cool. The Lionel 1931 is ACO gauge. Okay. So just a DC rig. Hey, Derek Alexander. Happy New Year, my friend. Good to see you here. John Skullkill, you got wished another happy birthday, man. See it? Everybody, some of us remember. That's kind of funny, really. I don't know what birthday this is. Like your, what, 400th birthday now? Somewhere around there? So, what the hell was I talking about? I don't even remember. So yeah, I figured out some new and better ways to put the LED lighting in the coaches, you know, the Amtrak passenger coach, and set up a different Keep Alive that works just as well as what I was originally going to do. This way now I can get rid of the buckboard. All I need is, like I said, the 12 volt LED strip. I gotta put that up there. Lots of folks remember. Gotta be over 400 by now, but I don't feel a day over 300. Sounds like a deal, man. Sounds like a winner. That's true, it's your first birthday of the new year. Yeah, I have a friend, lady friend, her name is, oh shit, I forgot her name. It's been forever since I seen her. It's a friend of me and my wife's. Oh, Carol. And she would celebrate her birthday every year, the whole month. Which I thought was kind of odd, but I mean, you got her beat because you're celebrating every day forever. But still, that's what she would do. It would be her birthday, the whole entire month of her birthday. So it was kind of different. We had to do the same thing every time. Say, hey, Carol, happy birthday, for 30 days. I guess, Steve, you are in here. I don't know. I can't find your handle. But anyway, Happy New Year. And I'm glad you're here. So, you might be one of these ones I already said hi to. I don't know. Hard telling. This YouTube is such a clusterfuck. It's not funny. It really is. So anyway, yeah, so I got this new and better way to do the LED lighting with the non-flicker to keep alive in there. And I'll go ahead and I'll do another video on that one. Hopefully a little more professionally done than the last one. Now, as you've probably figured out by now, I'm not very good at these how-to videos. I really need to sit down and follow a procedure, and keep it short enough to where you don't lose interest in it. So I should be able to do something like that literally in 20 minutes. So we'll see how the next one goes. I should really start doing, I should really start videotaping everything. I don't know how my sub count is. Last I looked, it was 512. But I'm still shy of the watch hours. I think I'm like 600 hours shy of actually getting monetized. I really don't care at this point. But it would be nice, though, just for shits and giggles. Derek says, Big Jim, I had to change to all messages in order to see Steve 87. Oh, see, that's the thing. I should probably... I'm on top chat now. Let me go to live chat. That should show it from here on in. Maybe. Oh, there he is. Yeah, see? Alright, yeah, I see. Nope, same bat channel, same bat time. Okay, but I don't know what. Well, it doesn't show here either because I don't think I'm on... I don't even know if I could do that. No, I can't. See, on my other screen where I show the chat, it doesn't give me a choice to do the top or live chat. But I've got another chat window up on the main screen where I do have a choice. Also, I could use the same choice on my laptop as I use that as a secondary monitor. So it gets a little complicated, I guess. So I got it figured out now, hopefully. Yeah, see, now he's showing up all over the place. He says, I finally got a video out yesterday. It was long, but got one done. Well, that's cool, Steve. Ray Bertle says, I snuck through my birthday and only a few noticed, which is how I like it. Well, now, all right, now I'm getting Steve on my... All right, see, I can do the highlight now. There you go. See that? Aha. That was weird. Maybe that works in conjunction with this one. I don't know. I'm still learning all this shit. And it keeps changing on me constantly. So, I don't know. I don't really care. Yeah. I'm getting old, damn it. Or I'm already old, one of the two. I'm not sure which. I saw a YouTube video today. Steve's name is not Blue. Oh, that's because he doesn't have a wrench. But I could give him a wrench. Let me see here. Hold on. Where did he go? Shit, I gotta change this over here too. Alright, hold on, I'm working on it. There we go. Alright, Steve, you're a moderator now. You got your rent, so next time you put in a chat thing, you'll be in the blue. Thanks for pointing that out, Closet Brent. Yeah, I don't pay attention, right? Ugh. I'm so poor I can't even pay attention. No, not really, but close. So, that'll be coming up here soon. I'll be getting that. As soon as I get the car in, I'll start working on it. I'm not sure when, but I want to convert these ES44s to Soundtrack Tsunami 2s. Of course, that'll require a decoder buddy and a new decoder. And this time I'm going to get the proper decoder buddy so I don't blow out light bulbs. It's always something. And let's see, what else am I doing here? I have no clue. I need to work on the layout itself, and I've got some of the stuff, like getting the turnhouse operational up on the second level for the yard. I still got to drop feeders through everywhere up there. And really I'm just kind of, you know, dragging my ass on her because, I don't know why, because it's just because. Steve goes, it was a blue Christmas without you. Yeah, there you go. And Chuck says, Steve, you've been knighted. There you go. Or wrenched, one or the other. I don't know which is better or worse. Anyway, you're good to go. So yeah, I just got to quit screwing around and get some shit done. And this is going to be the year I'm going to try and really make some leaps and bounds on my layout, because 2025 was kind of a like screw off year or something. I didn't get much done, you know. And I had no real reason for it other than general laziness. So hopefully I'll be able to jump back in here and get some stuff accomplished, you know. I've kind of got, I got like re-energized, you might say. So, but there's a lot of stuff going on in the new year. Wife's still got to get her eyes fixed, you know, the cataract surgery. So I think in 2 weeks she gets her first eye done. She's kind of freaking out. And I keep telling her it's nothing to worry about. It's a simple operation, you know, but she's a scaredy cat. But she'll be happy once it's done. She'll be able to see out of one eye until she gets the second one done, which should happen a week later, depending upon how the insurance goes. Because we have to put out any money for it. That's going to make stuff kind of tough on us financially. And he goes, look, Steve's had a blue rinse. So we got that ahead of us. I have a new tenant in my guest house. She moved in yesterday. My mother-in-law went bye-bye. She's over at assisted living. Uh, that's a story in and of itself, which I'm not going to get into, but so a lot of changes for the new year. We'll see how it goes from here. What was that song? One day older, and what do you get? Bony fingers. Could be. Could be, Ray. Could be. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You got them too? I had mine 6 years ago. I had them done. They were bad. And it deteriorated real fast. And I had to wait 3 months between the first eye and the second eye. I got the first one done. When I had my stroke, it damaged this eye a little bit. I could see good at it, but it just, I can't see LEDs out of this eye. If there's like an LED clock or something, I don't see it. If I shut my left eye, it's weird. They said one of the rods in my eye is damaged. So I don't know if it'll ever repair itself or not. So that's the eye I had done first, right? Because I fear what they're going to screw up. Let them screw up the bad eye, you know. But it came out great, you know. So I had perfect vision, well, almost near perfect vision in my right eye. Still can't see LEDs that well. But then I had the big heart attack, and I was in ICU for a little over 2 weeks up in Orlando. So by the time we got rescheduled and I got out of the hospital and all that, it was almost too much. Almost 3 months went by before I get the left eye done. And I couldn't drive. I didn't feel safe driving, so I had the wife drive me all over the place, you know. Because I'm not stupid. I mean, you know, if I can't do it, I can't do it, and I'm not going to risk my life for anybody else's. So when I finally got the left eye done, it's like, oh, great, we're good to go. I got 2 good eyes now. You know, I can't see up close where it's a ship, but I can see far perfectly. Where before the cataract surgery, I needed glasses to see distance. I could see up close, but that was it. But they said, you know, you have a choice. You want to see close or far? I said, well, I'd rather see far. And now I'm starting to rethink that, but, you know, too late now. Because I'm doing more shit up close than I do, you know, like I say, I got to wear readers when I'm looking at computers or reading or whatever. But it's a real simple procedure. It worked well. I did have a problem a year later. I was starting to get like a blurry vision. So I went back to the doctor. He says, you know, we have to put new cataract lenses. He said, no, that's a one-time deal. I said, well, I can't see straight. What's the problem? So he'll say, so you got scar tissue in there. We're finding that people who get cataract surgery most people build up scar tissue over time. We can laser that off. He says, all right, well, this is down in Naples, and I live up here in Sebring, 100 miles away. He says, well, I know you don't want to keep coming back here, so you want us to do both eyes at the same time. Yeah, go ahead. It's relatively safe, right? So, yeah, no problem. So he lasered both eyes. 15 minutes later, I got perfect vision again. I'm going, hell yeah, you know. But it is what it is, you know. And they say if you live down here especially, and I never really wore sunglasses. I wear them a lot now. But a lot of people get cataracts down here. If you're outdoors a lot and don't wear, you know, good protection on your eyes, they say you'll get them. So I don't know. Derek says, Big Jim, I hope he pays more than my mama did. I missed out on something there. Hope he pays more than my mama did. Not sure what that reference is for. I'm hoping Deb's insurance will cover more than mine did, because I did close to $2,000 out of pocket. But I also paid extra for extra things too, so, you know, Social Security wouldn't, or Medicare wouldn't pay for the drops that I got, because I got the good drops. I could have got theirs for free, but I said, yeah, I'd rather have the good ones and less of an issue. I wound up paying $150 for those. Where Deb got drops and, the rent payment. It's the same. It's always the same. It's $600 a month for my apartment. Now, my mother-in-law, she's on an assisted living. I heard that's something like $4,200 a month. She's not paying it, obviously, because she was collecting SSI anyway. So I assume Social Security's paying it, but... And they basically forced her to go into it, according to her. She says, well, they don't think I should live alone. They want me to go in assisted living. I said, well, you can always tell them to shove it up their ass, because if they ever pull that crap on me, it's probably good. You'll probably be reading about me or hearing about me on the 6 o'clock news. It won't go well. I'm not leaving my house, and I'm going to die in my house, and that's all there is to it. I put my dad in a home because I was forced to by the VA. I should have never did it. I should have just, muscled through it, but I didn't, And I regret that because they literally shortened his life, and, they don't take good care of you in them places, Even assisted living sucks. I did some investigation into it, and it's like one step above a nursing home. A small step. So, not good. Okay, now I understand the question. That's another woman. She's an elderly woman. Her name is Tina. And she's getting the same price that my mother-in-law did, $600 a month. And that includes everything. It's a good deal. It's a small place. I think it's 450 square foot. It has a full bathroom and shower in it. A kitchenette, you might say. Full-size refrigerator, but I don't have a stove in there. I've just got a hot plate and a microwave and the sink. It's nice. It's nice for a single person, If there are more than one person, I think that would be too small. Jerry says, we expect to see you on the 6 o'clock news. Well, you probably will, because I'll tell you what, I've had issues where, my mother-in-law, she had nurses come in and take, do this and that, and, kind of keeping an eye on her. Of course, she's not, she's older, so she's not really smart, And there's a lot of things you just don't tell your doctor or anybody else, Have you ever fallen? Oh, no, I've never fallen. You have any pain? No, no pain, I'm feeling great. And in most cases, I'd be telling the truth, but even if I did fall, I'm not telling anybody about it, because once you open that door, you give them authority to basically dictate what you're going to do with your life. Even with my dad, he had a viral infection in his stomach, and he was in the hospital so long, he's like 3 weeks he was in, he couldn't walk anymore. So they had to put him in rehab. I think he was 89 years old at that point, 88 or 89. And they had to put him in rehab, and the rehab, they kept him, even though they taught him how to walk again, and I said, well, when can I bring him home, Well, he can't go home until we approve it. I go, what the fuck do you mean until you approve it? Hey, well, he has to have safety devices in there. He has to have a microwave he can operate easily. They had a list of all this shit I had to put, which I had most of that stuff in there anyway, because, at his age, and we were watching him, it just made things easier for everybody, safety bars in the shower and bathtub, safety bars, to get in and out of the house, because he had a couple of steps he had to go up and down to get in and out of the house. And of course the microwave, he had a digital one. They said, oh no, he can't have that. Got to get him one with a dial. I said, he's not a moron. He still knows how to use it. What the hell difference? Well, it's for his safety. I said, no, it's stupid. Well, if you don't do it, we're not going to release him, let him go back home. I go, fine, I'll go buy a fucking dial microwave, which I did. And, this is bullshit, man. They actually take ownership of you. Yeah, that ain't happening with this guy. I'll tell you right now, somebody gonna get shot. And they die in the attempt, but I'm taking a few of the bastards with me, This is my house. I'll decide when and if I want to leave it and go into a home, which will never happen. I can promise you that. And I tell you, we've gotten to the point where the elderly have no more rights anymore. I mean, you do, but you might have to, back them up with some firepower, because these assholes, they just don't take no for an answer. Like I said, I've had my insurance company. Hey, Edward, how you doing? Happy New Year, my friend. Good to see you here. What the hell is they saying? I'm losing my mind, but other than that. Uh, I've had my insurance company. They want to do a wellness check on. Well, they're claiming it's something else, and I said, no, you're not coming in my house. There's no reason for you to. Well, we just want to. No, we're not doing that. Is there some part of this you're not understanding? You're not coming into my house. End of subject. You know, I'm only 66 years old. I'm still in pretty decent shape, even though I had a stroke. So back off, and we'll be fine. Do your job, pay for my medications and my doctors, and we won't have any problems. So they actually agreed to it. They weren't happy about it, but this is not up for argument, you know. See, Steve says, I'm sure Jim has already been in the news. Do you see the stories that come out of Florida? All the characters down here. Yes, I have been on the news a couple of times. Not in a bad way, though. But yes, I actually did make the news, 3 or 4 times over the years. But, hey, it is what it is. But, that's what I'm saying, the bottom line is we have to, as elderly, you guys are in the same boat I am, most of you. You're going to have to put your foot down and say, hey, look, my house, my rules. And if you have to back it up with one of these, then so be it. I mean, you got nothing to lose anyway, not really. Because as soon as they put you in a home, you're dead. You just haven't stopped breathing yet. I saw that with my dad. I saw that with other people that went into nursing homes. They literally ignore you. They feed you slop for food. Fuck that, man. Ain't happening. So, it is what it is. But, so yeah, I think she got caught up in that. She had too many people coming over. I had a nurse come in for a while. I had he'd call it a bed sore almost. Because I'm overweight and I sit a lot, so I had this bed sore on my ass, I know, TMI. But they wanted to come in and take a look at it, twice a week. I said, that's fine, But I made damn sure that, they didn't get a chance to really look around that much. And of course, if there were any questions that I didn't like, I'd say, I'm sorry, that's really none of your business, And that's just the way I am. I'm a very private person. And I don't want to be messed with. Don't mess with me, we won't have a problem. So for all the rest of you elders out there, keep in mind that this can and probably will arrive at your door front at some point. Don't fall for it. Whether you're a gun owner or whatever, it's none of their business. It's your business. None of theirs. Edward says he has a live stream set up after this. Cool. I'm not going to be on too late. I'll be off by 8, I guarantee it. You right down there, Pogo? So, anyway, we'll check out yours after I'm done. So, anyway, what else we got going here? So, yeah, I mean, there's, like I said, there's been a whole lot of changes for the new year. Not necessarily great changes, but not bad ones either. I was a little nervous because, I don't like anything to happen at this particular time of the year because, I have a higher financial, property taxes and Christmas and all other crap, so not a good time to have issues with money. And when my mother-in-law informed me at the beginning of December, well, I'm moving out, I'm thinking, oh shit, here we go. Derek says, that's how Big Jim made the news. He met the woman at the door and showed her his ass with the bed sore and told her to fix it at the door. No, I didn't make the news for that one. They were actually really nice, but they wanted me to go to a wound care center, which I was willing to do, but they wanted a $200 facility fee before I even walked in the door. And I'm going, well, what the fuck is my insurance for then? And that's every time I went in. Well, they ain't going to fix it one issue. And eventually healed itself, so no big deal. So, duh. Ed says, my plan is 7 p.m. in about 4 minutes. Can't wait till 8. I mean, that's cool, you know. Some of you guys want to leave and go over and check his live stream out. Absolutely go ahead. You know, I won't be offended or upset. But anyway, well, that's good to hear, Ed, so that you're doing a live stream. Andy says, I'm going to hit the sack now. I'll catch up later. Happy New Year all. Yeah, Happy New Year to you too, Andy. And may 2026 be better than 25. That's all I can say. So, yeah, I'll just fair warning for everybody. Like I said, you know, it's funny when my dad they put him in the home because they said the Veterans Administration they called me and they said, well, you have to put your dad in the home. I go, why? Well, because we don't believe you could take good care of him. I said, well, how the fuck could you know? You know, I said I got 24-hour nursing for him. You know. Plus, I'm keeping an eye on him. I hang out with him a lot. And I said, you know, he's old. He's got, the beginning stages of Alzheimer's, but he still knew all of us. I said, I don't see the problem. Well, if you don't put him in a home, we're going to cut off his money. I said, yeah, but I need that money to take care of him because I got to pay the nurses. Well, that's not our problem. I says, well, it should be. So I was forced to put him in a nursing home, which was $7,000 a month that the VA paid for. He still got his money, which was $3,200 a month, which is also weird. They put it in a special account for him. As I didn't know about until after he passed. They said, he's got $63,000 in the bank. It'll go to his heirs. I go, well, it's me, my brother and sister. I'm the executor, so I'll handle it, which I did. All right, Ed, have a good one, man, and Happy New Year, and we'll see you next time. So I put him in urgent. We actually picked one of the better ones, but that wasn't really saying much. And I visited him every week, because I figured they were going to make a complete mess of everything, and they did. They had him in a room with a screamer, and I finally complained. I said, look, I says, I don't know what that guy's problem is, but he just won't stop screaming. Either put him out of his misery or move him somewhere. He shouldn't be in the same mood with my dad. It got to be upsetting for my dad and stressful, So they actually did. He died like the next day. I think they killed him, to be honest with you. I don't know what his issue was, but he just wouldn't stop screaming, It was weird. Like a 24/7 thing he was doing it. You'd think they would have sedated him or something, but apparently not. So my dad had the room to himself for a while, which was kind of cool. I bought him a small flat screen TV, I think a 13-inch. Brought a VCR player so he could watch his, he liked old westerns and he knew how to work everything. So it's like, boom, here you go. And every time I went there, I never announced when I was coming. I just pop in, because I fear, well, if I announce when I'm coming, they'll clean up everything and make it look good, And so when I surprised them, and they never knew when I was going to pop in. And I always found something going on and I wasn't happy with. Either, he didn't eat that day or, just stupid shit. I go, for $7,000 a month, you should be kissing his hairy white ass. What the hell's going on here? How do you justify the money you get? Hey, James, Dundas Junction Model Railroad. Happy New Year, James. Good to see you here. So, they would fix it, and then I guess he escaped once, which we couldn't figure out how that happened either, because you had to have the key code to get in and out of the building. And, it was like a 6-digit code. He has Alzheimer's. So I'm going, well, how did he remember the numbers to punch in the code? Aren't you supposed to shield the numbers when you're opening the door anyway? I mean, he didn't get far, but that's not the point. So I had constantly, well then, 2 o'clock in the morning, it was like 2 years after it was in there. They called me up and they said, your dad passed away tonight. I said, all right. You want to come down and see his body? I said, not particularly. I said, I'll wait till morning. I'll come down there and, we'll figure things out. Because I've never really dealt with close death before. So they put him on ice for a couple of days, and I made arrangements with the funeral party. He was going to get cremated. And I went to clear out his stuff, and all his stuff was missing. They go, well, I got a list of things that my dad had. There's small screen LED TV, there's a VCR, there's his watch, some of his clothing, all that. He says, I want all that stuff. I'm going to take it back. Oh, well, hold on a minute. So they had the TV and the VCR hidden in the back room behind some junk. Kid you not. And I'm going, what the fuck? Did you think I was going to leave this shit here with you? You don't get enough money? You're stealing people's stuff too? The fuck is wrong with you people, Not happy with them at all. So I got everything back except for the watch. We never found the watch. It wasn't very expensive, but it was still the idea that somebody stole it, So after that, I decided no way in hell am I ever putting anybody in a nursing home, which includes myself or my spouse, nobody. Not happening. My dad wanted to die in his own bed in his house, and he should have been allowed to do it. And I think he probably would have lived a few more years. He made it to 91. He might have made it, a few more years if he'd have been home, because he was very unhappy. Every time I went to see him, he said, Jimmy, when we going home? Not today, Dad. I go, wait, He didn't want to be there. And I don't blame him, because the place sucked, So keep this stuff, I don't know, well, some of you guys probably, your parents might already have passed, but if they're still alive, don't let them go into a home. Take them into your own house and take care of them. It may be a pain in the ass, but trust me, you'll sleep better for the rest of your life knowing you did it. Too late for me to make that choice now because it's already done. Anyway, I said we were going to do happy things this year. And we're going to do happy things. So, everybody got plans for the new year other than me? And what are you guys going to do on your layouts? Anything good, I hope? And, James says, happy birthday, John. First wish of 2026. Yeah, I guess you probably should make a wish, John. It might come through. Who knows? Yeah, we're a weird bunch, aren't we? So, let's see what else we got going here. So, and Derek, I've got your box right here. I'm going to get it in the mail tomorrow. That's for your winnings on the last deal there that we had. The drawing on Christmas. So I'll get that out in tomorrow's mail for you. And I'll email you the tracking number so you can track it. You should have it in, I think, 4 or 5 days. So, let's see what else we got going here. Haven't touched the printers in a while. Haven't really had anything to print, but I will have. So, well, that's not true. Might as well go ahead and print another interior for the new coach. Because the Athearn blue boxes don't have interiors in them. And they said the one I bought was actually lighted with no interior. Like, well, that's kind of stupid. Why even bother? So I'll make an interior, get some people in there, and we'll be good to go. And I'm going to try and use the stock trucks, although I am probably going to take the couplers off because they're truck mounted couplers, and do the same thing I did on this one, the body mounted. We'll see. I'll try it with the truck mounted couplers first. If that don't work, then I'll snip them off and mount them on the body itself. Because like I said, I got to be able to pull and push at the same time. Now it works good with the one coach on there now. It should be good to go on the second coach as well. I still got a little bit of dirt on this side of the track. So it still goes through because I got keep alives in both the P42 and the coach. But you can see the lights flickering on the other side. There's no flicker on this side. And I've cleaned that track twice already, so I might have to even do a third time. I really should do what Tom Grassie's doing, and I'm probably going to get one at some point. Get the dummy loco with the sanding pads underneath of it, and I could run it on this here temporarily, just to clean the track, and then move it down to the main and do that on occasion. It seems like a good system, and it really gets the track clean. So, Ray says I'm going to get off my lazy butt and put track down on the plywood plateau. Well, there you go. That's a good start, anyway. That's what I'm saying. This is a good year to get cracking and make some. Make some progress on your layouts, because that's what I'm going to try and do as well. It's just, like I said, I wasted the whole year basically screwing around, except for like till December. December was actually my busiest month through the whole year. I got a little bit accomplished. I got the second level more or less finished track wise. I still got to get the turnouts energized and the controllers up. I invested in a P42. Got the soundtracks and Amity 2 in there. Bought the coach. Got that. Well, I still got more work done, so I'm going to put a keep alive in that, because I don't have one in there now, but I'm going to put one in it. Like I said, now that I found an easier way to do it, and I'll do the how-to video on it. I mean, there's plenty of them out there, but I figure I'll do one anyway. So, we'll see. Chuck says I'm going to try to get into 3D printing sometime this year. A Sidetrack Sunday show a few weeks ago got me more interested in it. Oh, that's cool. I'm telling you, 3D printing is the way to go, man. It's not as hard as you might think. There's a very small learning curve with it. Depending upon whether you go with a resin printer or, it all depends what you want to print. If you want really small stuff, go with the resin. You could do people, you could do vehicles. Do a lot of smaller stuff with the resin printer and get really good quality prints. Now, if you're going to build bigger things, like some rolling stock or overhead rails or buildings, your filament printer is the best way to go with that. It's also cheaper. And Tom Grassie says, my resolution is to get all my trains running. There you go. That's a good resolution. I should probably adapt that one too. Although I've got everything going so far. I mean, I've got some, swap outs I want to do. The only one that isn't fixed is that one up there. I got it's an SD60, I believe, to scale trains. That's the one I melted the truck on. So I've got to replace the trucks, and I might as well swap out the decoder, and just go through it all the ways around. At some point, I want to get to that and get it back on the road. Plus, I changed my paint scheme, so I'm going to be doing a blue and silver of the blue body basically with a silver design on it somehow. Haven't sat down and figured out what I want to do yet. But Crooked Dave sent me a picture of one. It's a Shortline locomotive, I guess. And it looks really nice. Now I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to go a little bit above that. I'm going to use metallic paints. So I'll get a metallic medium blue for the main body color, and then a metallic silver for whatever outline or whatever I'm going to do with it. You know, some guys suggested a Z or a cross or this and go up here. That I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I'll probably sit down on a piece of paper and do a couple of rough drafts on what I think might look good. And when I figure out what I want, then I'll just go ahead and paint it. I'll show it to you guys after it's done. So right now I've got that one there. The one above my head. That body needs to be painted. And I have another, is that an ES? No, that's a, I think that's an ES44 as well. That one I need to repaint. And I think I've got an FA7 or FA1, I'm not sure what it is. FA. That I also need to paint. So there's 3 locomotives that are definitely getting changed over. And some of the rolling stock that's now yellow is going to get converted over. Anything with the Millennium County logo is going to get the new paint scheme. So, I mean, at the time, yellow seemed like a good idea, but I'm not a big fan of yellow, you know. My actual all-time favorite has always been blue. So I'm thinking a medium blue metallic ought to be perfect. So we'll see. Like I said, once I figure out what I'm going to do, I'll get some spray cans. I'll spray bomb it, obviously. Or I could use the airbrush. I'm not sure which yet. If I decide to use the airbrush, I'm going to go have to get another airbrush because I've got a pistol grip one. That thing's so worn out, I can't even clean it anymore. It's toast. So I'd probably buy a new one and start over again. Steve says, I hope to pack and organize my stuff so I know where it is and start to get ready for the big move in 2 or 3 years. Maybe a couple of projects. You get ready, you're going to move? That's a good thing or it could suck. I'm not sure which. But organization is a must. Now you should get with Tom Grassi on that. He could steer you in the right direction for some videos that will help you organize. I watched them. They actually helped me a little bit. Now, I'm not completely organized 100%, but I'm close. And I'm getting better at putting stuff away after I get done with them. While I'm working with it, it's a clusterfuck. But after I'm done, everything goes back in its proper place, and we start clean again. So that's really the way to do it, you know. Now I need better drawer systems because I've got these plastic cabinets. Can't really see them, but I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 7 of them that are regular size, and a half one is another narrower. This is the 8th one. I really need to empty them all and start over again. And maybe even make some dividers for them, you know, so because I've got stuff scattered all over the place realistically. I mean, they're kind of organized, but not 100%. So I've got to work with that a little bit. I might even get some small parts drawers. Of course, a lot of this is going to come in handy when I put the extension on the building, which will be behind me outside. It'll be an 8x10 metal building that I'll attach to this wooden structure. And that's going to be my printing area and work area. So that's supposed to happen soon too, maybe March or April. It's not expensive, but I have to put a floor in first, which I have to build the floor onto this existing shed. Because a metal shed, there's no floor under it, so I figure I'll use 2x4s for the, I'm not sure what you call them, but you know, for the staying them up, for the planks on the bottom, for the frame of the floor, with 3/4 inch plywood on top of that, and then go ahead and mount the shed on it, screw it down to the floor and to this building. There won't be an outside entrance for that. I'll knock a hole in the wall over here in the corner to get in and out of that room. I'll have electric in there, obviously, lighting. Like I said, my printers can go in there. I'll have benches on both sides since, you know, 8 foot wide is plenty of room. So I could put, you know, a couple of 26 or 28 inch, benches in, and we'll be good to go. I have a lot of room. I'm going to take this sink too, which is right there, and flip it around on the outside so it'll be in that area where it needs to be. And this one bench that's behind me, you can't really see too well. I can see it back there a little bit. I'm going to slide it over, and that'll give me enough room for an entranceway. So that'll be like a little staging area too, where I can either work on some train cars, or I want to get everything off of this desk is what I want to do, if I can. Right now I've got resin printer over here to my right. I've got the desktop, which I might build a stand for it and move it underneath the bench. Got a conventional paper printer up here, a 40-inch screen, 13-inch secondary screen, and I've got my laptop here as a monitor, you know, one on-air monitor, and I got lighting up above. But it's getting tight in here, you know, so I've got to get more room, and that's going to make a big difference for this shed. What I should have done, and I can't kick myself in the ass, you know, hindsight is 20/20. I should have bought a second shed like this one. Put them both together, you know, just had an opening for a doorway, and I could have actually even extended the layout into half of it, and the other half could have been a work area. But I didn't do that. You know, I don't have another $8,000 to buy another shed. I think they're close to 10 now anyway. So I paid $8,200 for this shed. So it's, you know, live and learn, I guess, right? Sometimes when you got all that money, you're trying to hang on to it, and it did go fat, $107,000, and you know, I put 60-some thousand into the house, $8,200 for the shed, and you know, other assorted things that I needed. Riding mower, you know, there's a lot of, it just adds up. Next thing you know, of course, appliances. So before you know it, it's like, well, that money's gone. I can start playing the lottery again. Maybe I, you know, I don't need to hit the big one. Man, if I can get about $100,000 or so, I'd be good to go. You know, I can pay off some of my debts, which don't down out much, like $8,000, and you know, do some of the things that need to be taken care of. But I'm not holding my breath on that because, you know, unfortunately I've never been really lucky when it comes to winning things. I'm hoping that changes at some point, but until it does. But anyway, so that's all my plan for the new year. I won't call them resolutions because I don't really believe in resolutions, but they're objectives that I hope to fulfill throughout the year. Because like I said, I'm not getting any younger. I'm already 66. I'll be 67 come September. Less than a year away, you know. And I'd like to be able to get some stuff done in here. It's like on this wall right here, I want to build a shelf, multi-layer shelf, to put some of my models on. You know, I've got a lot of wooden models. Anything else I might acquire down the road. Because right now I've run out of shelf space. I mean, I see the shelves behind me. I've got one there. 1, 2, 3. I've got a small tiny one up here to hold the wooden car. And that's really all the shelving I got. So I did a drawing. I don't know what the hell I did with the paper. I probably put it away, but on this wall I can go across the switches, down all the way to the wall, straight up to the ceiling. I can get, I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's like 6 or 7 shelves I can get in there. I figured 1 by 4 or 1 by 6, I'm not sure yet. And build a shelf unit. Put a piece of fiberboard behind it. You know, screw it to the 1 bys. And then you'll screw it right into the studs of the wall and we'll be good to go. So, and that's not even expensive to do. It probably cost me less than $100. But I don't know when I'll get to it. So, but hopefully this year I will. Because I got all these great ideas. I just got to find the money. And of course, once I pay the taxes, that's the biggest thing. You know, I'm showing out almost $1,400 this year for taxes. Last year it was $1,200 and change. It went, well, actually just over $1,200 because it went up $200. So, and of course, you know, like I said, I'm an idiot. Instead of putting away a little bit every month, I always wait till the last minute and go, oh shit, I better get some money together. And I managed to do it, but you know, it was iffy. And I mean, our governor's trying to do away with property insurance in Florida. I hope it happens, but I'm not holding my breath. Although I am going to apply for a discount when I go pay it, you know, next month. Actually, this month I'll be paying it before the end of January. So I'm going to apply for the discount because I can get a senior citizen discount. And because I'm disabled and on Social Security disability and over 65, I might be able to get about half off of my taxes. So if it goes down to $600 or $700, that's like, you know, every dollar counts. Steve says, oh, I don't even want to talk about taxes. I thought this was going to be a happy topic. Well, it kind of is. I mean, I have the money. You know, it still sucks. But like I said, if Florida decides, now, we're one of, I think, 9 states that want to do away with property tax. I think Texas is one of them. Florida, Indiana, and a few others. I don't remember what they are, but you know, the thing is, property tax has always been illegal anyway, basically, because you don't have true ownership. My house is paid for, so I can go around and say, hey, this is my house, I own it, but in reality, I don't. If I don't pay the taxes, the state will come and take it away from me, or at least I'll try. that won't end well for anybody either, but, you know. But it would just be nicer if I didn't have to pay the taxes on it. Basically, you're paying rent for your property for the rest of your life. It's bullshit. And most of it goes to the school system. And I don't know about other states, but Florida schools are fucking pathetic. We're turning out illiterate jackasses out of high school. And they're getting ridiculous amounts of money to teachers and the administration. That shit needs to stop. So, that's what the governor wants to do, but whether he can pull it off or not is anybody's guess. I'm hopeful, though. Because what we will have is true ownership. There will be a trade-off. You know, they're talking about raising the sales tax to 9%. Well, it's 7.5 now. Do you really think 2.5 cents is going to make a difference? Not to me, it won't. So that's fine, you know, and of course, I'm sure they'll raise some other things, but I don't buy anything hardly anymore, so I don't care, you know. Even if I have to pay a couple extra pennies for sales tax, so what? At least I own my house. Nobody can come and force me out of it, you know. And that's the main thing about property tax, why you want to get rid of it. Even things like the non-ad valorem, which is usually well, for us it's garbage pickup and the fire department. You won't be forced to pay for that stuff, however. You know. Now, garbage pickup, I'm going to pay for that regardless because, you know, I don't want to have to unload it myself. The fire department, I don't think they would actually do me any justice if I ever needed them, you know. I think by the time they got here, half the house would be gone by the time, if they decided to fight it. The other half would be gone. Thered be nothing for them to do. What am I paying them for? You know. But the thing, as I said, if you don't pay it, you'll simply lose that service. The way I see it, anyway. So that's fine. You know. Plasma Zombie. Hey, how you doing? Happy New Year to you. You must be a newbie in here because I've never seen you before. What exactly is a plasma zombie? That's the real question. Why would I say meow? Anyway, so as I say, everything really, as always, comes down to money, you know. Now, some of you guys have more money than I do, which is nice. You might have pensions or maybe you won lottery. I don't have any of that shit. All I get is my disability check and a little bit of rent for my guest house, and that helps, believe me. So, you know, we'll see. If I'm careful, I should be able to accomplish all the things I want to this year, assuming we don't have any disasters, you know. I still need to fix my Ford Ranger. I'm not going to find anybody to do it that's reasonably priced, so I'm going to have to do it myself. I just got to change the fuel filter. But I don't like getting on my back because it's very hard to get back up. And unfortunately, rather than put that thing under the hood, where it'd be easy to get at, they stuck it underneath the frame rail under the driver's door. Why? I have no idea. Probably so you have to pay somebody. And if I took it to a mechanic, I'm looking at a minimum $200. Which is ridiculous. Hey, Brad, what's going on, man? I don't know if I said hi to you earlier. Were you in here? Yeah, I think you were. Anyway, Happy New Year to you. So, like I said, it's getting tougher and tougher to do some of these things. Same with my car. You know, I have the Mercury Grand Marquis. The air conditioning blew up on it. The compressor. I have a new compressor. And a new evaporator assembly and I forgot what it's called now, the orifice tube. But it's where it's at. I really can't get to it. It's underneath the fucking car. Why don't they put it on the top like they used to? If it had been a GM, I'd have had it done a year ago. You know, it's right up top. No, they stuff it down on the bottom of the motor. You got to jack it up, pull the passenger tire off. Remove the inner fender well, and then you can get to it. There's only 2 bolts holding the stupid thing on. You know? And of course the lines, but they make it so it's ridiculously hard to get at, you know? And what kills me is the car's only got 97,000 miles on it. That's actual original miles, but, you know, I got it from my dad when he couldn't drive anymore. It had 13,000 on it. And I put all those miles on there. It's an 04. I took it in 10. He hardly went anywhere with it. You know, it's basically said 13,000 miles on it. So, and I'm rough on cars anyway. So you know, that's why I said the air conditioner should not have taken a shit this early, but it did. So I have to replace the compressor. But now there's a guy down in Naples, a friend of a friend, who said he'll do it for $500. I'll supply all the parts, he'll do the labor. And I said, yeah, if you just put the compressor on, I can do the rest, you know. I'll suck it down, I can put the Freon in it, I can do all that shit myself. I just can't do the compressor because it's in an oddball place. Because even if you're willing to do that for $500, you know, at some point I'm going to bring it down there and have you do it for me. Because I'll tell you what, it sucks not having air conditioning. So, once again, hopefully that'll get taken care of this year, too. Like I said, I got a pretty good laundry list of shit that needs to be done, but hopefully we'll get them done, you know. And I said if I do fall into some money, and I do play the lottery a little tiny bit, you know, I haven't been very good at it, so I think I've bought a total of 4 tickets so far. And won nothing. Yeah, the 1.5 billion Powerball that was just drawn on last week. Bought 2 tickets. That's all I need, you know. Pick some numbers, pick the Powerball. Not even fucking close. So maybe I need to study the winning numbers a little bit more and see if there's a pattern. So I understand there is, but I don't know what it is. Like I said, I don't have to. I don't have to hit the big one. If I can get 100,000 or something like that, that's fine. I'll be happy. I mean, I'll be happy with anything I got, to be honest with you. My wife does my laundry, so I can't make a list. I gotta put that one up there. Yeah, well, my wife does my laundry too, but I can still make a list because I have the paper and pen. She doesn't. So, but like I said, it is what it is, you know. So I'm just hopeful that I can at least take care of the things that I can take care of. And like I said, they're getting my truck running again. Getting my car air conditioner fixed. Getting some serious stuff done in the train room. And I have to rebuild the kitchen sink in my kitchen in the main house. All the braided lines took a shit in it. They're all leaking. I shut the cold water off. I had to shut I just ordered the line for the fridge, the ice maker, and I have drink dispenser on the refrigerator. I ordered a new line for that. That'll be here Saturday. But I still have to run a dishwasher, new line for that, new lines for the faucet, a new faucet because the faucet leaks, and I've got to clean up the big mess that's underneath it's a plumbing nightmare. I don't know what the hell, what they were thinking when they did it. I could simplify it tremendously. So I'm going to redo everything, but I've got to take the sink off the counter so I can reach down there and do it because I can't get under there to do it. What? I won $100,000. I thought it was a ballot spreader. That's such a nice gift. Yeah, well, if I had $100,000, you wouldn't be getting it. Now, if I want $1 billion, I don't know. I might give every one of you guys $500,000 or whatever. What the hell am I going to do with $1 billion? You know? I mean, I'd take it. But the reality is, I have no use for it. I'm not going to go buy a mansion. I'm not going to go buy a new sports car. I like my car. I would get it repainted. I'd have the air conditioner fixed in it, obviously. You know, probably whatever it needed would get repaired or replaced. You know, I'd probably buy another truck, though, another Ranger. Because this one's, it's got 400,000 miles on it, or no. It's got 240,000 miles on it. And it still runs good, mostly. I mean, the air conditioner works great in that thing. That's why I want it running. I'd use that during the summer instead of my car because of the air conditioning. But then, like I said, the filter got plugged up, and it barely runs now. I don't think the pump's... I mean, if the pump is bad, I could pop off the bed. It's 6 bolts holds the bed onto the truck, and the tank is right there, and I could actually change out the pump with ease. So you don't have to get under there and drop the tank to change the pump. You just take the bed off. At least that's what most of the guys are saying is the easiest way to do it. And for that matter, I could probably even cut a hole in the top or in the bed to get to the pump and put it, you know, because that's what I do in my car. In my Marquis, the tank is up behind the rear seat. It's a stand-up tank like the old pickup trucks. It's between the rear seat and the trunk. And to my knowledge, there's no access point for the pump or the fuel level gauge. So I would actually cut a square piece of metal out of it, you know, after I pull the seat out. There's my access, so I don't have to drop the differential and the tank, and the exhaust, because you have to drop all three to do a damn pump in the thing. And I'd be able to do it right from the top and then make a patch panel, the silicone back on and screw it in place so that, you know, the next time, hopefully there won't be one, but if there is, take out the screws, pry it off, and then do it over again. There's always a way to fix things, you know. That I don't know why they didn't have an access panel behind the seat to begin with. It's fucking ignorant, you know. But it's also Ford, so they will never do anything easy. So I will fix it, because like I said, I was a mechanic most of my life. I had my own shop. a very successful shop at that, and I found a lot of shortcuts to do things that they never factored in, and I could save myself money, aggravation, and save my customers some money to boot. And that's why it's such a good business. And the job still got done right, but I didn't always do things the way the book said to do it. Well, you got to do this, this, and this. No, I ain't doing all that shit. So anyway, that's my plan. Like I said, because if everything else is failing on the car, I figured 100,000. I'll bet you the pump's gonna go. It's hard telling. Of course, that's mostly the gas. I remember when I had my shop, all the Hyundais, I got tons of them in, and with all bad fuel pumps in them. They had electric fuel pumps in the tank, but they were right on the outside of the tank underneath the car. And 8 bolts, you pull it out and change out the pump. And the thing was, anybody who ran mobile gas was having problems with the pumps. Well, there was an ingredient in mobile gas, I don't know what it was, but it would fry the pumps. So, of course, Hyundai was, that was partially their fault too, because I think the rubber components they had in the pump wasn't sufficient. So they did eventually fix the problem, but the first couple of years, there was certain models, I don't remember which ones now, but I think it was the Elantra. I was constantly coming in the shop, and they were out of warranty. Can you replace the pump in it? Because it's hard to start. It was I do a pressure check on it. Well, you don't have any good fuel pressure. Got a bad pump. So like I said, it was nice because it was right on the side of the tank. All we had to do was jack up the car a little bit, and there it was, right out in the open. They did it right, put it in the right place. The only thing I told people, don't bring it in with a full tank of gas, because I'm going to have to drain that gas first. The less gas that's in there, the better, because you were going to lose whatever was in the tank anyway. I mean, I reclaimed it, of course, but so I said I don't know why they didn't make an access panel for the Marquis, and the Crown Vics the same way, because they're both the X-frame or something. I can't remember what they are now, but I don't remember what the designation is for them, but they're the same car basically. One had the Mercury tag on it, one had the Ford tag. Minor, cosmetic differences between them, but the same car. And they should have put one in there, because these cars were designed to last 200,000-300,000 miles. The pump wasn't going to last that long. The motor will, but the fuel pump probably not. So duh. Why would you you drop the differential, literally remove it from the car, remove the exhaust because the exhaust is right over it, and then drop the tank down. I mean, that's a massive job, man. Probably looking at $1,000 labor, probably more now. So we're not playing that game. We'll do it the easy way. I know where it is. Basically, it's like cut that piece of metal out behind the seat. There's your pump. Pull it out. Pop the new one in. Take a patch panel. It's a little bigger than the hole you cut. Screw it on. Put silicone or whatever underneath it so it seals it. And you're good to go. Put your seat back in place, and for me it'll take me a day to do it, but for somebody that isn't disabled, they could probably do it in a couple hours or less. Anyway, so like I said, I've got a pretty good laundry list of things that have to be done. It's just whether I can pull it off or not. I hope so. Even the wife said, you're not doing as much as you used to. I said, yeah, I know. I'm getting a little older. I'm getting lazier, and it's harder for me to do some things, which really sucks. If I hadn't had the stroke, I would probably be in top physical condition right now, because I was prior to the stroke. Didn't have diabetes, wasn't fat, I was actually doing pretty good. I had fairly decent build and lots of strength, and now it's hard to move shit. I don't have the strength I used to, And, you know, part of getting old, I guess, but it still sucks. So, that's my list of shit to do. And hopefully I'll get it done. In the meantime, just keep hacking away at it, I suppose. It's almost 20, I think it's, what is it, 7:42. I think we're going to probably wrap this up in a few minutes. I'm sure some of you guys want to go see Edward. Because I'm going to check him out too and see what's going on. And once again, Happy New Year to everybody. I hope everybody is anticipating a Happy New Year and have lots of plans that you can see come about. Short of that, I don't know. Hopefully they'll keep us out of World War III and any other bullshit that's going on in the country. Another year of peace would be nice, you know. So, any of you guys want to talk about before I wrap it up? Time to get another ginger ale. Running the heater because it's actually cold outside. I think it's like it's probably down to 55 now outside. I've got it at 70 in here. The only problem with running the heater, of course, is it dries the air. I don't have a humidifier. And especially at night in the bedroom, we're running the mini split heat in there too. We had it down to 71. Just keep you from freezing. Because it got down to, I think, 43 last night. What I heard. I know I saw 45 when I woke up in the morning. So it's very possible it could have went a little below that. Derek says you just keep going. Absolutely. Same to you, Derek. Have a happy new year. And, well, let's do something different this year and get some shit done, right? That's the main thing. Especially on our train layouts. You guys haven't started your layouts yet? Quit fucking around and get it done. Or get it started anyway. Tom said it was 35 at 6 a.m. Yeah, that'd be about right. I said it was cold, man. You have your heat on? I had mine on. Chuck says we're going to be in the 80s the next few days. That must be nice. I think the highest we're going to see here is like 76, 78, and then it drops to, well, the nights are still cold, but I think the highest in the day is going to be like 78, 76 or 78 is going to be for the highs. Probably the rest of the month. It is what it is. 2 days in a row you had your heat on? Yep, same here. Derek says 21 here this morning. Well, you can keep your 21, Derek. 45 is bad enough, you know. 35 is even worse. I mean, you're practically, I could have put my stuff outside and took it out of the refrigerator and froze it all. That's fucking cold, you know. The good thing is that, you know, we don't have any snow yet. I'm hopeful, though. I hope I live long enough to see snow down here, you know. I mean, real snow, not like... I've seen flurries, even down in Naples, twice. Which, you know, southwest Florida, but it didn't stick, you know. We're here, it's possible to stick. We won't get feet of it. But even if we got an inch, that would be cool, wouldn't it? For some of us. The rest of the people probably, you know, that's it, we're out of Florida. And the wind was blowing holes. Yeah, it could. Oh, for you, yeah, absolutely. Well, that's the worst part here, too, the wind. I mean, that's crazy, you know. I used to like the cold when I was younger, but now I'm not doing too well in it. I can't take the extreme heat. I can't take the extreme cold. I'm screwed all the way around, ain't I? But, you know, it is what it is. And if it's climate change, so what? Alright, guys, we're going to wrap this up at 7:47. Once again, thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Everybody have the greatest New Year day that you can ever have, and a great New Year ahead of us. And we'll see you next week. Who knows what the hell will be going on then, right? But we'll find out. I'm going to put the outro on, and, well, we'll see you. Good night to everybody, and Happy New Year.